Brothers, last year I stood before you and asked you to vote to cite Metro New York Presbytery to appear before the SJC to answer for its actions in failing to correct a church and a teaching elder who invited a woman to preach a sermon on October 31st, 2021. The General Assembly did so. The RPR officers asked me, together with teaching elders Jacob Gerber and Stephen O'Neill, to represent the Assembly before the SJC and prosecute the case. Well, we won the case, and the SJC remitted the matter to Metropolitan New York Presbytery with the injunction that they take it up and dispose of it in a constitutional manner. That was their ruling. It is the position of RPR that they did not, in fact, dispose of it in a constitutional manner. The reason they did not is because you have before you, on page 4088 of your handbook, the response from the church. That response is too long for me to read in the time I have, but it contains these words. When the senior pastor notified the session that he intended to invite a woman as a guest to deliver a message on Reformation Sunday, he advised the session of his understanding at that time that such an invitation would not conflict with the BCO because the BCO had been interpreted to mean that the regular preaching...
Point of order, microphone 3.
Mr. Moderator, David Kaufman, Potomac Presbytery. Did I understand the time to have expired on this matter?
Did it?
The topic did. I assume Myron reads the last word.
As the speaker for the committee, sir, we were allowing him his time to finish. We certainly can't curtail the speech of the committee when we run the clock out on the floor, depriving them of the ability to respond. Go ahead, sir.
Can I have time added back for the point of order?
Give him 5 seconds.
So when the senior pastor notified the session that he intended to invite a woman as a guest to deliver a message on Reformation Sunday, he advised the session of his understanding at that time that such an invitation would not conflict with the BCO because the BCO had been interpreted to mean that the regular preaching of the word needed to be done by ordained ministers and did not prohibit non-ordained men and women from occasionally giving a message in a PCA church. Now, fathers and brothers, what we have here is an admission of gross error by a teaching elder. This was done in the course of a Presbytery investigation. And brothers, the language of BCO 31-2 is clear. It contains mandatory language. If such investigation, however originating, should result in raising a strong presumption of guilt of the party involved, the court shall institute process and shall appoint a prosecutor to prepare the indictment and to conduct the case. We believe the case should be referred to the SJC, and we're going to argue that the SJC needs to order the Presbytery to follow 31-2 and initiate process. How that process is resolved is up to the Presbytery. But this is a serious matter, and they failed to comply with the SJC injunction. Thank you, brothers.
Thank you, sir. All right, fathers and brothers, the motion before you is to substitute the response to substitute the recommendation of a finding of what's the term, Mr. Chairman? Help me out here. Exception of substance. But what's implicit there, what I've been struggling with here, is that really we should have properly been a motion to